This time we'll call to order the November 16th, 2020 meeting of the South Orange County Community College District Board of Trustees. Hereby called to order. This governing board meeting is conducted pursuant to California Government Code Section 54953, the Governor Nation's Executive Order N2920 and N3520. I ask that trustees mute themselves at this time. We did not have any actions taken in closed session that need to be read out. However, we are not finished with closed session. We will be re-adjourning the closed session at the conclusion of the open session in case anybody really wants to stick around in case we have any report outs at that time. At this point, I will turn it over to Trustee Jamal for the invocation and then the Pledge of Allegiance by Trustee Lang.
All right. Well, thank goodness we live in a country where votes are counted. Imagine living in a country where at any moment you could be jailed, tortured, or killed by simply engaging in free speech. And I'm not talking about hate speech, but free speech, like saying, quote, "I don't like Joe Biden," end quote. Dictators are toiling to stamp out the last vestiges of domestic dissent and spread their harmful influence to new corners of the world right as we speak. According to Freedom House, there have been 14 consecutive years of decline in global freedom. More than half of the world's established democracies deteriorated over the last 15 years. Freedom of expression and belief, which includes academic freedom, which I know is important to a lot of people in this room, and the rule of law are the most common areas of decline. Imagine one day, Roy Bauer suddenly disappears because someone from the state doesn't like the content of his blog. This kind of action is very real and is occurring in countries throughout the world. Look what we did here in Orange County, 87% voter turnout. How many of you have seen that in your lifetime? I sure haven't. It's a pretty amazing accomplishment. So I think we should rejoice that the people's voice was overwhelmingly heard and counted. And freedom flourishes when governments are held accountable by the people. Thank you.
Trustee Lang.
Okay, finally was able to unmute there. Please join me as we salute the flag to our great nation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Okay, next we have public comments.
So before we do public comments, I'll read the welcome. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Zoom board meeting of the South Orange County Community College District. We thank you for your patience as we continue to navigate this virtual platform. We welcome the board members who are participating via Zoom webinar. Please be advised that everyone participating via Zoom video or call has been muted. Trustees TJ Prendergast, Tim Jamal, James Wright, David Lang, Barbara J., Marcia Milchiker, Terry Whitt-Rydell, and student trustee Ethan Monafi have been designated as panelists. We also welcome any members of our district community and the members of the public who are viewing the meeting live via Zoom webinar. Following the meeting, the district will make the recording available on the SOCCCD website. As a reminder, board members are asked to use the raise hand feature via Zoom when they wish to speak and are encouraged to mute their audio when not speaking to minimize disruption. The board is open to receiving public comments. The published agenda requested for public comments to be submitted in advance of the meeting by email. Public comments will be read aloud at the appropriate time during the meeting. For this meeting, President Prendergast has allowed for public comments to be read by the writer. If you submitted a public comment and have requested to read the comment into the record, Your name will be called and you will be unmuted and allowed to speak. Please note that the 2-minute time limit will be observed. I would now like to turn the meeting over to Trustee Prendergast, who will call the meeting to order. Well, who will call for public comment.
Okay. So, Chancellor Burke, I assume you have the list. I do not. So I will defer to allow you to call each speaker.
Okay, our first speaker is Margot Lovett.
And I don't see her on. So I think you're going to need to read in her.
Okay, so I will read Professor Levitt's comments. I'm so sorry that none of the trustees attended any of the 4 open forums on the Gaucho mascot that Saddleback College has held over the past several months. Had you done so, you would have heard heartfelt testimony from faculty, staff, administrators, students, and community members about how dehumanized and stereotyped the mascot has made them or their children feel. Students told us how they didn't even want to come to college because the mascot made them feel unwelcome. Faculty and staff told us that they were warned against applying for jobs at Saddleback because of the college's perceived racism as represented by its mascot. People spoke of not feeling welcome, of feeling excluded and belittled, and of being personally and deeply hurt by the mascot. I'm sorry you weren't there because you missed experiencing the emotional impact that these words had on nearly everyone attending the forum. You missed hearing about the pain caused by the mascot. You missed learning about the harm that is being done to our students and colleagues by the mascot. Had you been there, you would have left the final forum absolutely convinced that it is essential to retire the Gaucho mascot now. The next public comment is from Renee Garcia.
So asked if she had her hand raised earlier. Renee Garcia. Renee, if you would like to speak for yourself, if you want to raise your hand again, and then I can allow you to do so, or. Okay, Renee, you're good to speak now.
Okay, can you hear me?
We can hear you, yes, but we can't
Okay.
see you.
Okay, that's okay. Let me. Ta-da! Okay, thank you. I'm going to read my statement and just maybe add a couple of words in there as well. Thank you for allowing me to communicate my thoughts on this important issue. I am a full-time tenured faculty member at Saddleback College. From the day I was hired, I have given my all for the students of this campus. Oh, something just happened. It closed me out. I'm so sorry. Hold on one second. I'm so sorry. I'm losing my time, but I can't see my screen.
We can see you and hear you fine.
Okay. Okay. I am committed to being a force of positive influence on the campus by giving hours and time during weekends to students. That is my main motivation on the campus, to work for students. But the truth is, I do not believe that Saddleback is making the same commitment to our students, staff, and faculty. The Gaucho name is a very poor example of Latin American culture and does not represent me or other Latinx people that I've spoken with on campus, including other staff, faculty, and students. So many have made very emotional statements to just demonstrate their trauma regarding the Gaucho name, not just the image. Other campuses and companies globally have removed offensive names and images in the recent months, particularly with regard to the offensive nature of these. So their response has been very swift. When I was hired almost 2 decades ago, the horrible image caused me some distress, but frankly, at the time, my main concern was the lack of diversity on campus in every respect, which to me still continues, and though we are working toward a better outcome. But I consider that changing the mascot is a fight that we can win now. Today is a different time. Today, all over the world, people are fighting back and making a point to bring down images and words that should be left in the past. This mascot is one of those. It is not a name to be proud of, nor celebrated. If it offends one person on campus, one person, then it shouldn't be there. As I am committed to this campus, so should this campus be committed to providing a safe and welcoming place for me and my fellow Latinx people. Earning a huge grant to provide programs to enrich the lives of our Latinx students is wonderful, but it seems a sorry irony that we also continue to harass them with this horrible name. I am befuddled and disappointed by the continued discussion. This should have been done long ago and certainly within the last few months. After 4 public forums, many testimonials, that the time is now to remove the name and find a better representative of our Saddleback community that makes all of us proud to be a part of this community. Thank you.
Next is Carolyn G. My name is Carolyn G, and I am a psychology instructor at Saddleback College. Earlier this year, I had participated in a college focus group to discuss ways to redesign the image of the mascot in a way that would honor the South American gauchos. However, at the meeting, I expressed my concerns for how we can honor any group of people by using them as our college's lucky charm mascot. Psychologists have long studied the negative effects of stereotypes, and we know that even positive stereotypes can be harmful. Assumptions that women are good at nurturing children, or that Asians are good at math, or that psychologists are good at analyzing people are problematic. Even if it is true that most people in the group match the stereotype, these positive stereotypes put undue pressure on certain groups of people. In some cases, the positive stereotypes of one group have been used as a way to put down other groups of people. The same will be true if we are trying to honor the positive traits of the gauchos. We are grouping together all people who are gauchos and making assumptions of that entire group of people. As an Asian woman, I would like for my community to not make assumptions about my nurturing skills or math skills. Instead, I want you to get to know me as a person without preconceived notions of what women or Asians are like. Research suggests that South American gauchos would also like the same respect. Please consider retiring the gaucho mascot and choosing a non-human mascot instead. The values and traditions of Saddleback College can be remembered even if we retire the gaucho mascot. Thank you. Next is Ann Rosen. My name is Ann Rosen, and I am a Saddleback College alumna, a current Saddleback College professor, and a member of the Equity and Diversity Committee. I would like the gaucho mascot to be retired, and here is why. I was born in Belgium, but lived in France most of my life. In 1986, I came to the United States as an au pair and registered at Saddleback for an ESL course. In 2003, I came back to the US, and once again, I registered at Saddleback College. I was particularly attracted by the diversity of the students and faculty, even though I was older than most of the students and had a poor English language level. I was never regarded as or felt like a misfit. The students and teachers welcomed my different background. As a result of their encouragement, I never stopped studying and eventually transferred to UCI, where I obtained my PhD in 2018. My own experience at community college was eye-opening. When I teach, I make sure that all of my students, notwithstanding their gender, color, socioeconomic, or cultural background, feel included, and receive the encouragement they deserve. Now, much has been said about the image of the gaucho that existed until 2016 and its explicit racism, as well as the implicit racism that the gaucho name and its symbol G continue to embody today. I will just say that if an educational institution feels comfortable watching a certain percentage of its students and its professors feeling oppressed, it becomes the oppressor. I would like to talk about the lack of inclusiveness of the gaucho that leaves half of the school body out. How can a young woman at Saddleback relate to a gaucho? How can a female professor relate to a gaucho? I couldn't relate to the gaucho mascot in 1986, neither in 2003, nor can I relate to its symbol now. It is impossible for my brain to disassociate the letter G or the word gaucho from the caricatural Mexican horseback rider. Today, what I perceive in the gaucho symbol is violence more than bravery, hardship in a man's world that does not include me and doesn't represent me. Saddleback's wonderful, diverse student body and professors deserve an inclusive mascot that represents all of them, not just half of them. And women should not have to fight for inclusiveness in an educational institution. Next is Rebecca Garfinkel. I am writing to strongly recommend the removal of the gaucho name, mascot, and logo. Education should be empowering. The gaucho is emblematic of systemic racism and is reinforced by stereotypes and has no place in an institution meant to create change through knowledge, personal reflection, and growth. Community colleges should be focused on hearing all voices and representing all students. None should be marginalized. Cultural appropriation should not be taught or tolerated. Colleges are meant to create forward thinkers and people who recognize problems in our community and world and to work to change them for the better. This emblem should be offensive to all who consider it and is clearly offensive to many students, faculty on campus, and to community members. Please remove the gaucho name, mascot, and logo and let your community move forward in a more united, inclusive, and understanding way. Next is Heidi Ochoa, who has requested to speak.
This is Heidi Ochoa. Did you call me?
Yes.
Awesome. I missed that part. Thank you for allowing me the space to speak with you today. Productive and innovative work emerges from professional families when everyone in the family feels nurtured and supported. Since the inception of the gaucho, used both as a symbol and a name, a part of our family of administrators, faculty, staff, and students have come forward on multiple occasions to communicate their pain. In our college hallways and in the recent forums, we have learned that their cultural, familial, and personal histories are implicated by our college brand. This is a loss that I don't think our campus can afford if we want to continue to increase our productivity, innovation, and be in compliance with statewide initiatives that will be enforcing inclusive hiring practices. In classrooms, several Latinx students have disclosed events in which they felt disrespected, targeted, and shamed in their K-12 and college courses by their administrators, peers, teachers, and staff in our local community. Many of these disclosures have included references to the gaucho and/or meanings associated with it. To keep the gaucho is to continue to sow vitriolic rhetorical threads into our Saddleback College family blanket. It is time for us to stand for our entire family's professional and private health and cut this gaucho thread. In doing so, we are sending a message to our academic community, local partners, and surrounding K-12 institutions that in our college family, we practice what we teach. We value inclusion. We care about our mental well-being, and we are not afraid to evolve when enough information surfaces that tells us we need to change. If we don't, our family blanket, our workplace climate will likely unravel. Thank you.
Okay. Dear board members, student trustee, and chancellor, I am Carmen Mara Hernandez Bravo. I am here today to plead with each one of you to help me to retire the gaucho, especially now that Saddleback College has become Hispanic serving institution. Now, more than ever, it is time to adopt a new symbol for our college community that it is not hurtful, culturally inappropriate, stereotyping, and gender specific. As a co-chair of the Equity and Diversity Committee, as the advisor to the International Student Council, as a professor of Spanish and chair of International Language, as a member of Equity and Inclusion Committee, as a Region 8 LGBTQ advocate, as a co-founder of Partners in Algebra, and as a Latinx faculty member, I'm asking you to immediately retire the gaucho mascot. For many years, Latinx faculty members, classified employees, and students have expressed our collective discomfort with the mascot. We have expressed demeaning, dehumanization each time we are confronted with the gaucho mascot, which is racist, stereotypical depiction of entire community. If this year has taught us anything, is that racist words and images matter. Racist words and images perpetuate racism, incite division, and make true inclusivity impossible. And according to our college statement on inclusion and diversity, our values, we support our mission to empower our diversity student body to achieve personal, academic, and economical advances, are antithetical to racism and xenophobia, which we resoundingly reject. Thank you very much for your support.
Okay, Claire, you're good.
All right. My name is Claire Cesario, and I am the Department Chair of Anthropology and Ethnic Studies at Saddleback College. Thank you for the opportunity to address you tonight. I understand from comments made at the last board meeting that the board would like to make the decision of whether to retire the gaucho mascot or not. Regardless of whether the college or board makes the decision, history is demanding that we act at this time to eliminate a mascot that has made members of our community feel excluded and demeaned. As a college and as the nation, we are hopefully moving towards a future in which equality and fairness matter. Cities, states, colleges, and companies throughout the country are reflecting on symbols they have held onto for decades, even centuries, and recognizing the role these symbols have played in creating an atmosphere that perpetuated systems of exclusion, racism, sexism, and discrimination. From the Redskins to the Plainsmen to Prospector Pete just up the road at CSULB to Aunt Jemima to Eskimo Pie, just to name a few, these mascots and logos are being retired in favor of more inclusive and positive imagery during this historic time. We need to do the same and retire the gaucho. Students, faculty, staff, and administrators alike have spoken out passionately and with tremendous courage over the past few months about the pain and degradation they have felt when confronted by our mascot. Our decision to act to remove this symbol should not be a popularity contest. It should not be majority wins. It should be an act of compassion from hearing these voices. As individuals, as a college, and as a district, we should be moved by the saying that an injury to one is an injury to all. Our current mascot is causing injury. We have been told that clearly and repeatedly. That should be enough to move us out of empathy and human decency to find a different mascot. Our current mascot is also divisive at a time when we need to come together for the benefit of all, especially our students. As a district, we have rededicated ourselves to equity by rewriting our mission and value statements and developing a new strategic plan in which two of our objectives are to cultivate a culturally responsive and inclusive learning and working environment free from explicit and implicit bias and free from institutional bias. Eliminating a mascot that is imbued with bias is a clear and simple step we can and should take to help bring these objectives to fruition. Thank you.
Next is Erica Vogel, and she has asked to speak.
Hi, am I on?
You are.
Okay, hi, thank you. My name is Erica Vogel, and I teach anthropology and ethnic studies at Saddleback. And then my children also attend the Saddleback Child Development Center. It's urgent that we retire the gaucho mascot. Gauchos are real people living in South America, but by using them as a mascot, we turn them into a two-dimensional ethnic stereotype of Latino men. And this is a problem for many reasons, but it's a problem for an entire community. The American Psychological Association found that using Native American mascots, even when positive, psychologically damages Native children. It teaches them that their culture is less valuable than others, and it teaches their classmates to discriminate against them. Similarly, our use of a Latino stereotype as a mascot is particularly harmful to our Latinx community. This includes my own children who are of Mexican descent. I personally feel ashamed having to explain to them why a caricature of someone like their father and their grandfather is being used as a lucky charm for their school. It makes me angry that they will be psychologically damaged by a nickname that could be easily changed. Even if some Latino people are not personally offended by this mascot, it still harms the entire community. It normalizes stereotypes and creates equity gaps. I asked my students, what more can we do to spread the word about the gaucho? One Latina student said, quote, "Don't retire the fight. I am so used to seeing my culture being put out as a joke. I didn't even know there was something I could do to change it," unquote. That actually broke my heart when I read that, but it shows that we still have a chance to make things right. More than 430 students, alumni, employees, and community members have signed petitions asking to retire the gaucho. Retiring the gaucho is a way to empower our students and to reduce equity gaps at our school. It's time to pick a new mascot that can unify all of us. Thank you.
Next is Aisha Ahmed.
Aisha, we know that you sent in your statement. If you want us to read it, we can. Otherwise, we have given you the opportunity to speak yourself.
I would like to read it. Thank you. Is the timer gonna start?
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay, I am an IVC student and want to use my time to share some comments written by a student from Saddleback College. She gave her permission to share these comments anonymously. She identifies as a Black female 21-year-old Saddleback student. She writes, "It's an uncomfortable reality to know that there is a stereotypical and racist history behind the gaucho. Before participating in the retiring the gaucho discussion, I was not familiar with what a gaucho was. I, like many, was unknowingly complicit in perpetuating its image without knowing its meaning. Now, having more knowledge about the gaucho makes it apparent that the mascot is racially insensitive and distasteful. We need to accept that no matter what the intentions behind this mascot, there is no honor or way to honor a human mascot. There's no way to justify appropriating someone else's culture, especially when that culture and other BIPOC, Black, Indigenous people of color, still remain marginalized and severely underappreciated. Many students don't even know what a gaucho is, otherwise it would become evident that most students would be against it. I think that speaking to how little our efforts in celebrating our mascot and its culture are. If we aren't educating our students on what a gaucho is, then why do we have the right to be one? How come you want the right to something that was never yours to begin with? Redesigning the mascot's image does not erase or right the wrong that was made in history. The historical background will always have racial consequences. This is not something that can be changed. It needs to be removed and replaced with something that actually speaks to the spirit and culture of Saddleback College. Definitely not with another human mascot. Why now? With COVID-19 keeping a lot of people home, there have been more opportunities for learning anti-racist and unlearning racist behaviors. There's a greater resurgence and effort to the fight against racial, social, and economic injustices. More people have time to get educated and understand why these symbols, brands, and mascots are racist and demeaning. Knowing that, we want to strive to dismantle the systematic racism that is keeping marginalized ethnic groups from reaching equality and social acceptance. Thank you.
Next is Carla Westphal, who will be speaking.
I'm sorry, this is Carla. I lost my connection for just a moment. Was I just called on?
Yes, okay. You're up.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. My name is Carla Westphal and I teach math at Saddleback College. I would like to commend President Stern and Communication Arts Professors Lucas Ochoa and Sean O'Rourke for the sensitive way they handled our college's discussion on using the gaucho as our mascot. President Stern held several virtual forums in which he made it clear that his role was simply to listen. Professors Ochoa and O'Rourke created a safe, respectful environment for all. Like me, the vast majority of speakers at the two meetings I attended objected to having the gaucho as our mascot, but several made a point of applauding the courage of those who spoke to defend it, acknowledging that it can be very difficult to speak up when you're in the minority. In his letter explaining his plan to host these meetings, President Stern said, and I quote, "I am hopeful that these discussions will be healthy for us and will help us decide not just the gaucho's fate, but will model for our students how we discuss even polarizing topics with respect and love for one another and make decisions by listening to and learning from each other." It is a rare leader who can lead by listening. Dr. Stern has started one of the healthiest processes I have witnessed in a time rife with political tension. His vision of the way we at Saddleback can discuss and resolve conflicts gives me hope for the future. I urge you to respect the process he has started. By all means, join him in listening, but let the process continue. I'm confident it's taking us to the right decision. For you to intervene and take over the decision-making process would destroy one of the most beautiful things I've seen at Saddleback in my 20 years here.
Next is Pete Murray, who will be speaking.
Hi, thank you for this time. I'd like to share my comments. I'm Pete Murray. I'm chair of the Humanities and Philosophy departments at Saddleback, co-chair of the Institute for Teaching and Learning, and co-chair of the Equity and Inclusion Council, all at Saddleback. Since joining the Saddleback College family here in 2017, my daughter apologize, 2015, I've come to recognize the gaucho name as a form of racism. I did not start out with this view. It took the patient explanations and personal stories from members of my community to help me come to understand the problems with our mascot. This is not the first time I've had to be educated about a form of bias or prejudice that I did not initially recognize, nor I'm sure will it be the last. Our cultural inheritance contains so much that is valuable and good. But it also passes down our history of racism, of sexism, and other forms of unjustifiable prejudice. To keep what's good in our inheritance and to move past what is wrong, we have to listen to those members of our community, the members of our family, who have experienced the heavy burdens and sharp pains of being targeted by their race, their gender, their ethnicity, and more. And I've been listening. What I hear from so many of our community members, who identify, especially those who identify as Hispanic or Latino or Latina, is that they have experienced the Gaucho name as exclusionary, as insulting, as painful. This story has been told time and time again by so many people already, not only tonight, but in each and every one of those 4 moderated discussions about the mascot this past semester. So when we listen to our community members who have for many years experienced this pain of racial prejudice, the conclusion we must reach is that we should change our mascot. This is an opportunity to rename ourselves in a manner that is welcoming, that's inclusive, that's exciting, that's bold. This is an opportunity to better manifest the values that we claim as central to our institution. Thank you.
Next is Sylvia Vasquez Carabial. Is she there?
No.
No. As an adjunct faculty member, I want to express my opinion to the board about the importance of retiring the Gaucho mascot. In the first place, a mascot should never portray a person. Moreover, if the group currently exists, as is the case with the Gaucho, no matter the good intentions or high values trying to be portrayed through the mascot, it always creates misconceptions and stereotypes in people's minds that we cannot control. This misrepresentation of a group does not belong to a reputable higher education institution. The argument of keeping the mascot as a tradition should not weigh more than the valuable arguments expressed in the past 3 online forums held by the college. Thanks to changes in past traditions through history, our society has evolved in values and we have adapted to new realities. We are seeing across the United States how this change in retiring mascots is happening quickly in many institutions. Let's not wait to be the last one to adapt to the change. It's time for Saddleback College to retire the Gaucho and create a better symbol to represent our institution and the community that we serve. Next is Tina Chafee. Dear board members, I hope you have had an opportunity to learn from our faculty, student, and community forums about the concerns raised regarding what the Gaucho represents. I speak as a female faculty, a parent, and an immigrant. The Gaucho is outdated and offensive. I write to you from a place of grave concern regarding the Gaucho as an outdated symbol which does not represent our greater student population. We are working to create a community of inclusivity and opening doors and opportunities to welcome all faculty, students, and community members. We have been designated as a Hispanic serving institution, yet we choose to hold on to an outdated symbols which no longer represent all our Saddleback community. As an educational institution, we need to focus on the need to represent all our students and find ways to choose a mascot which does not offend any student or faculty on this campus. Please remove the Gaucho name, mascot, and logo to help create a more inclusive community. Thank you for your understanding. Next is Ray Zimmerman, who will be speaking.
Hi, this is Ray Zimmerman. Was I called on to speak?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Well, thank you for listening to my comments tonight. I've been a professor of English at Saddleback since 2009, and I'm co-chair of Saddleback's Equity and Diversity Committee. I'm not Latinx. I'm trying to start my video. I'm not Latinx, so I was trying to imagine an equivalent situation that would be as hurtful to me as the Gaucho is to my Latinx friends, colleagues, and students. Since I'm from an ethnically Jewish background myself, I hope it will be clear that I mean no offense to anyone by bringing up an anti-Semitic stereotype. Imagine a community college in Southern California, let's call it Battlesack College, that decided 50 years ago to call its football team the Moneylenders, and to have as its mascot a cartoon image of a stereotypical Jewish man with a large hook nose, a Hasidic hat, and curly sideburns, who's grinning maniacally as he rubs his hands together in glee at the thought of getting a hold of some Gentile money. 50 years ago, there were few Jewish people at the college to object to this grotesque caricature, but time passed, and some Jewish students, faculty, and staff began to complain about having this image all over the campus. The administration didn't seem to care, though, and the image remained unchanged for 50 years, despite frequent calls from the student government and academic senate to remove it. That's not offensive, some people said, it's just comical. I'm Jewish myself, and I'm not offended, others commented. Only a few snowflakes care about this, said still others, and still another group declared, the mascot should stay. It honors Jewish people and their culture. Nevertheless, after 50 years, the campus community decided to retire the image, admitting that it was anti-Semitic and hurtful. The school's team was still the moneylenders, and the new symbol was an M. But surely that wouldn't be offensive or hurtful. Unfortunately, everyone remembered the stereotypical image of the greedy Jew, which still appeared on websites selling school merchandise. So it was still painful for Jewish people to come to campus, especially when new signs proudly proclaimed, "We are all moneylenders." Is this analogy clear enough? Do we really want to associate the name of our college with a 50-year-old stereotype of Latinx people that hurts and humiliates members of our community, especially now we are a Hispanic-serving institution? I think we know the answer to these questions. Thank you.
Next is Karen Taylor.
So Karen, we know you sent in your statement, but we have promoted you if you want to speak for yourself. Otherwise, Dr. Burke can read it for you.
There we go. Sorry. Yes, I can read. Mine is very short. I just wanted to add my support for the retirement of the gaucho as a symbol and mascot for Saddleback College. I hear the word tradition a lot in this discussion. I've been on a couple of committees about this. Tradition is not a reason to keep something that's so divisive, inappropriate, gender specific, which gender specific also means gender exclusionary, and hurtful to so many on our campus and in our community. We owe it to our students, present and future, to do this, and as acknowledgement of our commitment to our new status as an HSI institution. We need to retire this name and the symbol, and now's the time to make this change.
Next is Jonathan Bremen, who will be, no, Jonathan Bremen is not here. Okay. So I will read the statement from Jonathan Bremen. My name is Jonathan Bremen, and I am an alumnus of Saddleback. I am also a music professor at Los Angeles Southwest College and a public interest attorney. I wanted to share with you an important statement written by a current Saddleback student. She identifies as female, white, 18 years old, a manager and a student, and agreed to have her comment read anonymously. She writes, when I first heard our mascot was a gaucho, I was unaware of what it was and the history it carried. Seeing the original gaucho image made me feel upset that an educational institution was allowed to create such an openly racist image. I don't understand why any college or university would want to be associated with that. Learning the history behind the gaucho helps me understand why redesigning the logo is not enough. Saddleback College should retire the gaucho name and logo. I don't think it's possible to honor the gaucho with a mascot. Changing the logo to a G instead of the racist depiction of a gaucho only tried to cover up the college's past indiscretion. The name itself carries a history and image that is not inclusive or representative of the student population. By changing it, you aren't losing anything since you can look back on the pictures and memories from previous years. Creating new traditions that are inclusive for everyone will help unite the student body and diversify the Saddleback culture. This year will go down in the history books due to the mass amount of social change we are seeing. If it was up to me, I'd want to be on the right side of history and do the right thing by retiring the gaucho and making it something inclusive. Now is the time to change it while the world around us is changing and growing. Thank you for letting me share her words. Next is, and with apologies to Professor Nadeau, Bushra Nadeau, for my pronunciation of her name. Many would argue that the name of the college's mascot hardly deserves so much attention. They would argue that there was no intended malice and therefore it cannot hurt anyone. But the absence of repercussions does not make something right. This word carries various meanings throughout Latin America. And while some of those meanings are positive, there is one that is not just negative, but offensive. The normalization of derogatory terms in an environment devoted to education hurts everyone. As educators, we teach our students to be thoughtful, to do their research, and to address all aspects of any new ideas they encounter. In the case of our mascot, it is not just an issue of unfinished research, but of ignored research done by our esteemed colleagues of the Social and Behavioral Division. Regardless of our community's current desensitization to the term, it is our responsibility to awaken and encourage the minds of others. The first step is to treat others with respect, and true respect is shown even when it goes unnoticed. The cultural appropriation of a word that we neglect to fully understand is an affront, not just to the culture we are addressing here, but to them all. The narrative of this term does not belong to us, and we have no justification in choosing to recognize and promote one of its meanings while we turn a blind eye to the other. Next is Salman Bravo Karimi, who will be speaking.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Great. Hi, my name is Saman Bravo Karimi, and I graduated from Saddleback in 2001. I benefited so much from my time as a Saddleback student, and I continue to consider myself a part of the Saddleback family. I care a lot about Saddleback, and I only want the best for it. When I was a young Latinx student at Saddleback, the Gaucho mascot made me feel embarrassed and distracted. Symbols like the Gaucho mean different things to different people. But to me, it is a symbol of ridicule and not respect, and I think that matters a lot. Not everyone needs to be offended by it for it to be offensive. I currently work as an administrator in K-12 public schools, and we work closely with our graduating seniors to advise them on which colleges and universities are best for them. When evaluating community colleges, we of course look at important metrics like transfer rates, but we also make sure the college is a place where students will feel accepted so that they can thrive. It would be difficult to advise students to attend a college with a mascot like the Gaucho. Changing the name is not about political correctness. It is about treating our students and community with love and respect. Please, I strongly urge you to change the name. Thank you.
Next is Anne-Marie Breslin. My name is Anne-Marie Breslin, and I am a full-time faculty member at Saddleback College. Saddleback has heard from a significant number of students, faculty, staff, alumni, and community members that the current Gaucho mascot is offensive and causes them pain. When even one of our Saddleback family is telling us that we are causing them pain and is telling us how we can allay that pain, we have a responsibility to do so. I realize that the Gaucho mascot is part of a long Saddleback history and it's part of our legacy. We now have the opportunity to adopt a new mascot that does not cause pain to members of the Saddleback family and to make that choice part of our legacy as well. I would be proud to be part of a legacy that shows that Saddleback listens to its family members and cares about them enough to take action to assuage their pain and to help to start healing their wounds. Please help us do the right thing and make it known that compassion is part of our legacy. Please retire the Gaucho mascot. Thank you. Next is Erin O'Shea.
Hello.
Erin, would you like to speak?
There she is.
Hello, yes, I would.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm trying to find my screen. Now I understand what everyone was experiencing. I'm trying to minimize my screen so I can see my words. Otherwise, I would like to, there we go. I'd like to just speak from the heart. I am a full-time faculty. I teach visual arts here at Saddleback College. I'm also a member of the Equity and Diversity Committee, the Collaborative Arts Club faculty advisor, and I'm a former Saddleback College student athlete. And I'm asking that we retire the Gaucho as our mascot. My athletic training here was crucial to my success and completion of my transfer degree. The skills I learned as a swimmer and a water polo player allowed me to continue to qualify as a state lifeguard, which funded my degree in art from Cal State Fullerton. I'm proud of the discipline my coaches and my team instilled in me to push my physical boundaries and my capacity for growth. The skills and character that athletic learning enables is extremely important for the health of our campus and our community. The issue of the mascot is also something that is affecting the health of our campus and our community, especially those in or in proximity to the Latinx community. As a female student athlete, I never identified with the Gaucho mascot because it was not central to the culture within the aquatic teams or to myself as an athlete. As a female faculty member and a mother of mestizo children, I am not represented by the Gaucho. I'm offended by it. The issue of the Gaucho logo is not new. It has a long history of being pointed out by students, faculty, and staff for decades. Our racist logo was consistently dismissed as not offensive by those in decision-making positions, which is a part of our issue here and right now. How is institutional racism identified and by whom? These questions are asked and answered in multiple departments and in multiple committees on this campus. Why does this institution continue to ignore the voices of faculty, staff, and the community, as well as the historical context, the psychological effects of using minority groups as a mascot? We have failed to push ourselves towards equity and inclusion on the issue of our mascot. We can still demonstrate our institution's capacity for growth by listening to the voices of the muted, as we were instructed by our recent guest, Dr. Cornell West. I hope that as we accept the much needed funding as a Hispanic serving institution, that we will consider the voices of the faculty and staff that have consistently spoken out on this issue. Thank you.
Next is Dina El Hassan.
So Dina, if you would like to, there we go, speak for yourself.
Yes, please. Thank you. Hello, my name is Dina, and I'm an officer for the International and Diversity Student Committee. My committee and I would like to retire the Gaucho. We as a committee feel as if we should not objectify a culture just for a mascot, and we are taking a component of a culture and both trivializing and stereotyping members of that culture through the use of the Gaucho as a mascot. And no culture should be misrepresented for entertainment purposes. In a society already trying to deal with racist stereotypes, this mascot perpetuates and reinforces some of those stereotypes for the population from which the Gaucho originates. As an officer for the IDSC, we hope to have a constructive dialogue regarding this issue, and we want to provide a welcoming environment for all people and all cultures at Saddleback College. And our mascot should be a symbol of our equity, inclusion, and diversity. And that is all. That was my short statement. Thank you so much.
Next is Gina Schaefer. Am I reading this? It is an honor for Saddleback College to be designated as a Hispanic serving institution by the U.S. Department of Education. This significant opportunity for us to proactively support students from this community will be hindered by continuing to use a mascot that many students, faculty, and staff find offensive because of its association with derogatory and reductive stereotypes. It runs counter to our campus-wide efforts towards equity and inclusion. I respectfully request that you support the retirement of the Gaucho and the adoption of a mascot that avoids stereotyping, cultural appropriation, and gender exclusivity. Thank you for your attention. And finally, Beatrice Garcia Lua. And I am reading that one too. To the Board of Trustees, as a past student and now adjunct faculty at Saddleback College, I want to express my opinion to the Board of Trustees about the importance of retiring the Gaucho mascot, which has been a debatable item for quite a while. While the Gaucho became the mascot, it was probably not intended to offend anyone. But as we know, it represents a racist stereotype that reinforces sexism. Saddleback College needs a mascot that is more inclusive of other cultures and gender. The current mascot does not represent the student population nor the values of different cultures. It is offensive to continue keeping such a negative image on campus. And those are all of our public comments.
Okay, thank you. Next, we move on to board reports. I'll go, let's see, where's my list? I'll start with Trustee J. Or you know what? Strike that. Trustee Lang, would you like to go first?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. Yes, I'd be happy to go first. I thought about going last, but I might as well lead off. In reality, the last 24 years have sped by in a flash, although some of the meetings, which have lasted well into the evening, and this promises to be one of those, have not always seemed that way. It's been a pleasure and an honor to have served on this board these past many years, and I take much pride in our many accomplishments. Naturally, there are areas that I would have hoped that the district and colleges would have made even more progress, but feel very good about the capable hands I leave the district in and the many blessings we should be grateful for, thanks to the generosity of the taxpayers of South Orange County. I'd like to first acknowledge what I believe is one of the most talented administrative teams I've had the privilege of knowing and working with. All of our executives, from the district leadership team to the talented folks within our colleges, from the presidents on down, are top-notch and make the entire board shine. Naturally, as a CPA, I have a special feeling for those talented financial folks in our district, including Anne Marie, Kim, and David, among others. Similarly, I believe the classified folks at both the district and colleges are under-recognized and underappreciated for the contributions they have made to our collective successes. I will always be very appreciative of our police officers for the job that they do in keeping us all safe. I want to provide a special shout out to Kirsten and especially to Grace Garcia. Grace has been there pretty much the entire time that I've been on this board. She's been the consummate professional. Grace, I'll really miss you. I saved the faculty for next to last. Although it seems like I've had a tenuous relationship with you at times, I have always had the utmost respect for the outstanding work you've done in educating our students, and do believe that our faculty helps distinguish our colleges as among the best in the state. You seem to have adapted and thrived under very difficult conditions this year, and I applaud you for those efforts. Finally, this job as trustee, just like all the other positions I've mentioned, is really all about serving students. That probably brings the biggest smile to my face, knowing that in some small way, I've had a chance to positively impact the many students who have attended Saddleback Community College and Irvine Valley College these past 24 years. To my fellow board members, I wish all of you the best of success in the future years ahead and appreciate your dedication, friendship, and service. Thank you.
Okay. Trustee Jay.
In today's board report, I want to cover 3 topics. The first topic is I viewed the YouTube video of The Wall Literary Journal 2020, public reading and performances. The Wall is a journal produced annually by the students at Saddleback College enrolled in English 160 under the direction of Professor Gina Victoria Schaffer. She is the Wall faculty advisor. This presentation presented much hard work on the part of the students and staff. Congratulations to the Wall contributors, the college staff on a creative and inspiring presentation. October 29th was, this is the second item I wanted to cover. October 29th was the IVC inaugural Giving Day, the 35th anniversary of the founding of the college. It was a huge success with 89 gifts to the college totaling $39,604. With each donation, students received the encouragement they need to continue and move forward with improving their lives and overcome the challenges facing them. Each year, the Saddleback College Foundation celebrates the exceptional contributions made by the IVC campus by students, faculty, community partners, administrators, veteran students, classified staff, and alumni with their Celebrating Excellence Award event. Save March 13th, 2021 for the next award event. 3 to 5 p.m. will be a drive-through celebration and 7 to 8 the virtual celebration. The third item I wanted to talk about is the IVC Veterans Day commemoration held on November 10th as a virtual event. And although delayed by technical difficulties, was outstanding in every way. I did see it finally at 3 p.m. Many thanks to IVC and the Veterans Program for such a terrific job. The program opened with Dr. Maida Snedler singing the national anthem. Dr. Snedler is a clinical psychologist who provides psychological services for our nation's veterans through the Veterans Administration. This was followed by the welcoming address by Dr. Hernandez, IVC's president. He pointed out that IVC serves over 750 veterans and spoke of the IVC's service center where all veterans can receive counseling, mental health support, academic support, help with benefits, and a full range of other support activities. He expressed our appreciation for the sacrifices our veterans make for this nation. He reminded us that we have 1.9 million veterans in California and that IVC is proud of its superb services that they provide. Dr. Hernandez spoke of the 74th Assembly District 2020 Veteran of the Year, Omar Diab, veteran of the United States Marine Corps. Omar is a recent graduate of IVC with an Associate of Arts degree with emphasis on social and behavior science. He is currently studying for a bachelor's degree at Cal State Fullerton. In addition, he also comes back, is helping at the IVC Veteran Center. We should also recognize fellow U.S. Marine Corps veteran Raymond Garcia, who received the IVC Foundation 2020 Student Veteran Award for Excellence. Dr. James Wright, trustee of South Orange County Community College District, retired professor from Saddleback College and 27-year veteran, is an officer of the United States Air Force, gave an inspiring talk on his experiences. Dr. Wright was Saddleback's Dean of the Division of Mathematics, Science, and Engineering and a chemistry professor. He led the Air Force Academy Prep School and retired as a rank of colonel. Dr. Martha McDonald, the new Vice President for Student Services, spoke on her 13 years as a non-commissioned officer in the United States Marine Corps. It was nice to hear about her service. I had no idea about that she was a veteran and that she was in the service. The keynote speaker was U.S. Army Colonel retired Martin B. Spann. He talked on the greatest generation, the veterans of World War II. Among the fascinating insights into that generation of veterans, he told inspiring story of a janitor at the Air Force Academy, William Crawford. A cadet doing a research for a paper encountered the story of a soldier named William Crawford, who was awarded the Medal of Honor, our nation's highest award for valor in combat. When he asked Mr. Crawford, who was the janitor, if he was that William Crawford, the answer was yes. The cadets in this squadron suddenly became much neater, doing much of the work they formerly depended on for Mr. Crawford to do. Nancy Montgomery, the assistant dean who oversees the Veterans Center, they gave a summary of all the services available at IVC's Veterans Service Center. Dr. Snetter then said, "God bless America," closing a highly inspired program. Thanks to all who made this very successful celebration and to all who contributed to the Veterans program, both at IVC and Saddleback. We owe a great debt of gratitude to our veterans, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, plus now the United States Space Force. Thank you. I'm done.
Right.
Trustee Prendergast, we think you froze?
No.
I said trustee Wright.
Okay, fine, thank you. It's one of my things I was gonna talk about was the Veterans Day activity at Irvine Valley College. In fact, Trustee Bobby actually said most everything that could be said about it, but I thought it was a wonderful event. It was late in the afternoon. I think I watched it about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, but it was a good event. Dr. John Hernandez, the president at IVC, gave some opening remarks. Then we had a song, and then I gave a few remarks. And then this was Dr. Martha McDonald, a Marine Corps veteran. And then this U.S. Army Lieutenant Colonel gave a wonderful talk about this Willard Bradford, who was at the Air Force Academy. In fact, I happened to be at the Academy at the time this story came out, so I remember it. The cadets were not doing a very good job with cleaning up the dorms, and they had this janitor, William Grabert, and he was a student there. One of the cadets there had to make a look at some of the people who had served and become who had medals of honor, and he was one. He didn't talk about it, didn't brag about it or anything else, but the cadets really took care of him after that. The only other things I have is I just want to congratulate our chancellor, our two presidents, for the reports that they both, for the three of them, they put together some wonderful reports, and I would ask that you look at them, and they are very excellent. That's my report.
Trustee Milchker.
Many of us were electrified to watch the launch of SpaceX capsule yesterday. Tradition dictates that the crew of the capsule names the capsule. The diverse and brilliant crew named the capsule Resilience, and it means overcoming adverse events, and functioning well in times of stress. 2020 has certainly been a challenging year for all of us. The myriad of college events I attended this month proves to me that along with the SpaceX launch, our college employees and students are something to be celebrated. Sincere congratulations to the board members who won their election recently, Bobby J., Tim Jamal, Jim Wright, and Carolyn Inman. I couldn't be more delighted. We will all miss Trustee Dave Lang, and that was a great report you gave. With his first-race credentials as a CPA, he has always kept an eye on our expenditures, our real estate deals, and our budget. He joined our board after serving as president of the IBC Foundation. He decided not to run again this year, and we wish him well in any future endeavors. I brought greetings from the board and was inducted into the first virtual Phi Theta Kappa induction ceremony. I've been a proud member of Phi Theta Kappa since 2007 and have now been officially inducted. Professor Alana Rosenberg works so hard and has such a great love of our PTK students, and it was a wonderful virtual induction. Please watch, as Trustee Jay said, please watch the brilliant public reading of The Wall, the Saddleback College Literary Journal. It was incredible with dance and music and reading and all kinds of different arts events in it. And if you go to the Saddleback College websites and go to The Wall or go to the Saddleback College YouTube channel, you'll be able to find it. And Professor Gina Schaefer makes an incredible difference in the lives of our very stressed out students this year in really emoting and helping them cope with all the stress they have in their lives. I also love Professor Daniel Lusko's virtual performance at IBC. So you could find him on YouTube, and the program is still on the IBC website. I was on Laguna Woods TV, and as such, I plugged Saddleback College upcoming gala. It's November 6th. It's free to attend, and if you attend, and if you sign up to get a ticket, you get a free ticket to a drawing for a $2,000 vacation. Of course, you can buy more tickets to the drawing. And of course, I plugged our fabulous emeritus students. The other things I attend briefly was Kim Branch Stewart's wonderful discussion with Cornell West and the Philip and Eck student, Saddleback College President's Gathering, the IBC Vets Day, where Trustee Wright brought greetings, the Saddleback College Book Club, the Tustin Public School, and so many more. Thanks to everyone for all the wonderful work they do for our students.
Trustee Rydell.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Mine is going to be short for the sake of time. And Trustee Melchiker just mentioned it. I am a member of the Saddleback Foundation, and this Friday, it's November 20th, that we are going to have our at-home gala. I think all of us want to see this. I've never attended an at-home gala. It will be virtual, and I hope that many of you, it's free. I hope that many of you will come. I'm very excited to see the students that will present, the scholarships that they will talk about, the difference it made in their lives. I also wanted to, I've attended a few things, but what I did want to say is that I appreciated Dr. Cornell's West presentation. I felt it to be of moral tenacity, and what I got out of it a lot, but the one thing that really stands out in my mind is what was said is that you don't have a minute to hate. We are seeking justice, but let us remember never to hate. Also, I wanted to thank all the faculty, students, and staff who shared their opinions with us tonight. It was much appreciated by me, and I'm sure all of us. Thank you.
Trustee Jamal.
I want to congratulate Trustee Wright and Carolyn Inman on their election victories. Trustee Lang, I'm going to reserve my comments for you in the consent calendar when I think we have something special coming up. For me, it's been a bittersweet 6 weeks. I thank the voters for reelecting me as your trustee, and I thank those who have sent very kind messages. I feel honored to be a trustee, and I feel we have the two best colleges in the state. Unfortunately, Trustee Witt, there's a lot of hate in this world, despite what Dr. West said, and you wonder why I keep bringing this up. I brought it up last month on things happening in my ancestral homeland. The reason why I'm in this country is because of hate and because of genocide, and that's how I ended up in this country. Unfortunately, hate has surfaced again. On September 27th, Turkey and Azerbaijan invaded my homeland, and the country of Armenia and the Republic of Artsakh, which is known as Nagorno-Karabakh, but was ceded to Azerbaijan by Joseph Stalin. These are lands that have been Armenian hands for thousands of years. Using US-grade military weaponry, deadly Israeli drones sold to Azerbaijan, thousands of jihadist terrorist mercenaries, Armenians were relentlessly attacked with a combined population of 100 million. By contrast, Armenia and Artsakh have less than 3 million people. The two dictators, Tayyip Erdogan from Turkey and Ilham Aliyev for Azerbaijan, calculated that world leaders, including the US and including the media, would be silent even if civilians were targeted using banned cluster munitions and POWs beheaded. Let me repeat, beheaded, because they were provided a bonus if they beheaded Armenians, in violation of the Geneva Convention and many other international laws. Their calculation was right. They were right. The world was silent. And I appreciate the passion of the faculty and the staff and the classified on rallying against injustice. I'm one of those who believe in injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere. A ceasefire, a humiliating ceasefire agreement was imposed on Armenia, surrendering lands on which they have lived for thousands of years. And make no mistake, ancient Christian monuments, churches, monasteries will be destroyed, will be defaced. Homes are already being burned down by Armenians because they don't want them to be taken over by the Turks. So I say to you, why does this matter? Well, it matters because we exist as a country because we freed ourselves from tyranny. And when there is tyranny, there is a right to self-determination. And I think that that's what I'm working towards now. And I'm hopeful that there are bodies across the US, and I appreciate the recognition of the genocide in World War I by this body, that they condemned it. And the only hope for my ancestral homeland is self-determination for the people of Artsakh. I'll say this to the dictators of Turkey and Azerbaijan. They're gloating. We watch them on social media. They gloat, they mock us. Even today, the dictator of Azerbaijan was on Armenian lands raising his flag. Yeah, it tears at our hearts. But there's a proverbial saying, and I hope it comes true for these two dictators, is that pride comes before a fall. So thank you.
Okay. I will just mention in my comments, again, congratulations to election winners. Followed the tallies every day as part of my lessons with my students, and was sure to point out the changes each day. It's exciting to watch. I know it's not so exciting for you guys sometimes because it's nerve-wracking, but because we've all been there. But it's democracy in action, and it goes to what others have said. So I did view, it's normal to attend, but with current circumstances, we just got to view the Tussa Unified School District State of the School in which I work, but also get to attend usually as a trustee. And the production was phenomenal. They did a great job presenting everything that's being done in that district, and is one of the districts that feeds into both of our colleges. It's good to know that good quality students are coming our way. And finally, to Trustee Lang, I don't know. I mean, words can't express how much you've helped me learn what this job is about. You helped me in the early days, whether you know you did or not, you did. And, we may not have agreed on everything, but we certainly agreed on more than we disagreed. and I really do appreciate your service to the district in your capacity, both as a foundation president and as a trustee for 24 years. And again, as Trustee Jamal said, more will be said in the consent calendar. So with that, we will move to Student Trustee Montefiore.
Hello everyone, happy Monday. So thank you to everyone who put the time to make a public comment today. I think we already heard a dozen comments on the gaucho, and I'm going to give you one more. Everyone had a chance to educate themselves, discuss the topic, and express their opinion in the 4 forums Saddleback held. If a decision is in fact for the board to make, I wish I would see more trustees in these forums, but I didn't. It was a little disappointing, but I like to think the reason was because most trustees did not know about these forums. So I'm going to use my time to give you a summary of what went on in the 2 forums that I attended, and these are not my opinions, these are just a summary of what I heard in each forum. First, to the student forum, there were around 60 students in the meeting. Most of the students were really passionate about changing the mascot, and a few students were there to obtain more information and educate themselves. While Latino students spoke up on being hurt and feeling discriminated against, the students of many ethnicities expressed that even though they are not personally targeted or offended, they do want the mascot to change. The meeting was a little over an hour, and we begged and begged people in favor of keeping the mascot to speak up, but everyone was strongly in favor of changing it, and the students came to the conclusion that the best practice would be to replace the gaucho with a native Southern California animal. The faculty meeting was a more interesting one with vibrant discussions. There were around 70 people present, and the argument of 2 faculty in favor of keeping the mascot was, first, it's a tradition and students have left the college identifying with the mascot and carrying those values throughout their lives. It's a recognition of Latino culture, and it unifies our athletes and represents a brotherhood among them. The points that the majority of the faculty and staff made were mascots represent students and carry values. Change the mascots does not change those values, only creates better and less offensive representation for all students. There has been credible studies showing human mascots damage, mental damage the students of that minority group, and we have a very high Latino population. Faculty recognized the gaucho was not put there to offend or to be racist. We didn't know better at the time, but now in 2020, we are hearing these racist, we are hearing this offensive, we are hearing people feel dehumanized and excluded, and now it's the time to change it. Many Latino and Latinx faculty talk about having Latino kids and being utterly embarrassed by the mascot of the place they work, and worried as parents for the day their kids are old enough to attend college and they have to decide if they can accept being represented by the gaucho. The faculty from Uruguay, where gauchos come from, also said even seeing people having doubt about changing it after all this discussion is so offensive to him, his family, and his culture. In response to the faculty who said gaucho is a unifying brotherhood for our athletes, a former female student athlete who you also heard her comments tonight, said she and her teammates always felt excluded by the mascot and never represented. People from different ethnicities said they could imagine how hurtful it would be if they had their own culture picture like that. And lastly, they said it contradicts Saddleback's mission of welcoming students, protecting the dignity of all ethnicities, and respecting cultural diversity. And they said they know students who literally wanted to come to Saddleback and decided to go to other nearby schools because of the mascot. I don't think there's going to be another forum about the gaucho, but I tried my best to paint a picture of what went on the 2 forums that I attended, and I tried to remain neutral, but like I said, overwhelming majority in both forums were in favor of changing it, so I just projected what I heard as their arguments. Thank you.
Okay, next we have ASG report. Start with whoever's ready.
I can go first. All right, so hi everyone, I'm the ASIVC president, and I'm going to be giving a pretty brief report. So this past month, really in ASIVC, we've been working on strengthening our ad hoc committees because we have created 3 ad hoc committees that act as a way for us to best communicate changes in policy on campus to students who may want to just get more involved in campus decisions than perhaps joining a club and stuff like this. And some of these ad hoc committees also act as a sort of a backbone to help support clubs in a more substantial way if they so desire. And this is going to be super important because next week on Monday is going to be the IVC Cares event. It's going to be a drive-in event, and a meal will be given to students. It will be frozen, and then they can heat it up for the holidays if they so desire. And at the same time, faculty from different departments will be out there to disseminate kind of program materials and documents that can help them identify resources that may need to be helpful for them. And our advisor will also be there to advertise ASIVC and allow students to figure out ways that they can get involved during this isolating time. Some things I did this past month is I and several other ASIVC members attended the Introduction to Equity meeting that our college president, Dr. Hernandez, held to start a dialogue on campus about equity, inclusion, and diversity, and how we want to approach this. And many students who are much more representative of the student population than myself were able to voice their concerns and experiences in that space. I myself also had the privilege to attend the Academic Senate Fall Plenary Session. It was super informative, and especially it was very insightful to learn about ways that people who are not Black can help the Black community thrive in an educational environment and identify specific resources and ways to help the Black community that we always make resources such as we can help students of color on campus, but it was especially insightful to hear that communities of color and specifically Black communities may need different resources and more care and attention to their needs. Lastly, I just want to say I'm so impressed that there were just so many students and faculty that came out tonight to state their minds about this mascot. And I have to say, before this year, I did not know what a gaucho was. I didn't even know that that was the Saddleback's mascot. And so I just want to say to the Board of Trustees tonight, I hope that you were able to hear and see these students' concerns. And I think it's very telling that my Senator Aisha Ahmed came out tonight as a member of the IVC community to speak on behalf of the Saddleback community. It's just so outspread, and we do share the same college district, so it is of concern to the IVC community as well. Thank you.
Okay. Saddleback ASG.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, real quick though, Trustee Rydell, did you have a question?
I didn't have a question, but I wanted to say something when everybody's finished giving their reports. It's something really important that was been mentioned a couple times tonight, and I wanted to get it straight.
Okay.
So when it's ready.
Sure. Sorry about that, Adam. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Okay, so hi everyone. So first of all, I want to apologize. There's going to be an occasional beep because, oh, there it is, because my fire alarm battery died today. So just warn me if there's any fires behind me. But moving on, I want to thank those of you who spoke out during public comments. I know it takes a lot of courage. And I want to mention that ASG is working on a resolution to retire the gaucho, and we should have it approved in the coming days. So I want to spend my time speaking about the 3 goals we touched on during our budget presentation in September, these being civic engagement, community building, and non-academic barriers. So I'm excited to announce our civic engagement paid off. We managed to register 613 students to vote, and ended 9th out of all community colleges in the ballot bowl. And for those who don't know, the ballot bowl is a statewide friendly competition between colleges and universities to increase voter registration. Regarding community, we've been hosting events throughout the month of October. We had a virtual escape room that I attended with a few members from ASG, and it was incredible. We've had spoken word artists, workshops, singer-songwriter performances, and helped fund programs from different divisions. And lastly, regarding non-academic barriers, we partnered with EOPS to create Helping Hands to assist our Saddleback students who may not have the resources to provide a holiday experience for their families. So it grants them the opportunity for members to come together, lend a helping hand by providing gifts and food for students. And our job is to serve as a bridge to connect the donors and recipients. And so anyone can be a donor, and the link is live and it's on our website. So thank you.
Thank you. IVC Academic Senate.
I don't see June on.
Okay. Saddleback College Academic Senate.
So Blake, you're up.
There we go. All right. Good evening, everybody. First of all, I want to thank David Lang for his decades of service to our colleges, to the district. I want to congratulate Jim Wright, Tim Jamal, and Bobby J on their reelection, and welcome soon Carolyn Inman to our district board. And now I'm going to talk about the Gaucho a little bit more. I want to ask for the board's help in putting the Gaucho mascot out to pasture. I can't imagine that you thought about the snake pit you're stepping into when you got involved in this. And I ask that you do the right thing to respect our students. At first, I wasn't sure if the Gaucho mascot should go. I mean, the cartoon, the Frito Bandito, that can go. The mascot I thought might be appropriate to stay. As I've listened to the deep hurt from students and faculty and classified staff and administrators about what the Gaucho has made them feel like, there's no doubt in my mind that it should be gone. It should be gone very soon. We had 4 public meetings, and it became a stronger and stronger voice against just a few voices that wanted to keep the Gaucho. One of them was, one of the reasons to keep the Gaucho was tradition. So I want to tell you about a tradition I witnessed as a kid. I was 4 years old. It was 1960, and my dad was stationed in Mobile, Alabama that summer. And I got to see drinking fountains for whites and coloreds. And I asked my mom if I could drink the colored water, and she said no. And she explained to me when we got home what it meant. I was talking to her last week. She's 91 now. I said, what was the hardest thing about explaining that to me? And she goes, I think it was about explaining how much hatred there is in this world for people that don't look like you. There's a tradition that, thank God, went away in the 1960s with the civil rights movement. I think back to 1970, my family had moved to Mercer Island, Washington. We had a mascot at the high school. We were the Islanders. And they had an African-American tribal native, this very strange cartoon, with a bone in a man bun, wearing shark's teeth necklace and a grass skirt. They got rid of that mascot, and thank goodness they got rid of the Islander, because forever in people's minds, the mascot and the image are connected. We've got the same thing going on here at Saddleback College. It's time, even though the Frito Bandito has gone, it pops up now and then, it's time to get rid of the Gaucho completely. Heard some people speaking in favor of the Gaucho, how much it meant to them, that it was about their brotherhood when they were in athletics. And I was thinking, you know, 62% of our students are women. That automatically excludes them from the brotherhood. Another reason for the Gaucho to go. So I'd like you to respect the disrespected. If you want to give it back to the college, hit the ping pong ball back to the college, we will do with it as we've been working on it for the past months and months in meetings. And I think we will do the right thing. If you decide to tackle the Gaucho mascot, I'm expecting all of you to do the right thing by our students, so none of them feel hated or disrespected or excluded because of a 50-year-old cartoon and a misogynist title that clearly has outlived by several decades, I would say, its usefulness. All right, that's it for tonight. Thank you.
All right, Faculty Association.
Thank you. On behalf of the Faculty Association, I'd like to thank Trustee Lang for his years serving the colleges and their communities. He joined the district as a trustee not long after I joined as a faculty member, and also not long after the Orange County bankruptcy created a crisis for our district. And his leadership has helped our district not only recover, but to help us enjoy the extreme solvency we now enjoy. He's been through many challenges which have faced our district, some internal, some external. And through it all, he has consistently been a person of conviction, maintaining his ideals and keeping his focus on being a steward of our community's tax dollars and also on educating our students. And I very much appreciate that. He said that in his comments that the relationship between the faculty and he has not always been it's not always been one that's a close friendship, but it's always been collegial and it's always been one of respect in both directions. And I very much appreciate that. Thank you.
Irvine Valley College Classified Senate.
Thank you. Good evening. I just want to start off by saying thank you to Trustee David Lang for your service on the Board of Trustees. On October 29th, our classified had a classified chat. Many thanks to our President Hernandez and Vice Presidents Chris McDonald, Martha McDonald, and David Kachatrian, and our Executive Director of Marketing Creative Services, Diane Oakes, for the virtual chat. In the month of November, our classified Senate has arranged a virtual 5K, grateful for IVC, where individuals can register, donate towards our student scholarships fundraiser. They can participate in this virtual 5K walk, trot, run to fund. And there's a tiered donation opportunity to register, send in their photos at the end to promote, and we'll promote this in December, of those who've crossed their virtual finish line. I wish to thank all of our college classified for their amazing work this year in shared governance, and I wish everyone a healthy, safe, and grateful Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Saddleback College Classified Senate.
They are not here.
Okay. CSEA.
Thank you much and good evening. I wanted to congratulate all the esteemed respective trustees on their reelection. I also wanted to show appreciation and thank Trustee Lang for all his many years of service on serving the Board of Trustees, and to thank him for his comments about the classified staff. Having been an employee for the district for over 18 years and either been working or been in attendance for almost all the Board of Trustee meetings during that time, it just doesn't seem that it's going to be the same without seeing Trustee Lang at a Board of Trustee meeting. I appreciate that Trustee Lang is an alumnus of the institution in my home state of Pennsylvania and where my father attended, the Pennsylvania State University, and that Trustee Lang and I shared a mutual dislike of the rival, the Ohio State University. I wish you all the best, Trustee Lang, in your future, for you have certainly fulfilled the Penn State motto, making life better. And for everyone, I know that this year, 2020, has been so challenging, and that this year, the Thanksgiving holiday will be different, but I wanted to wish everyone a very safe and happy Thanksgiving, as we all have found things to be thankful for. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I guess this would be the appropriate time, Trustee Witt, for your question or comment.
Thank you so much, President. I just wanted to say that tonight I've heard several people say that the board were not present at the 4 Gaucho meetings. I did attend the second meeting. I was late. I happened to be at a physician's office and had to wait, but I did get home in time to hear the ending, and I heard several speakers of old alumni who wanted to keep the Gaucho name. I also heard the gentleman who was very inappropriate in sharing what he thought it should be. But at any rate, I just wanted to let the audience, the faculty, and our trustees know that, yes, someone was there. And I do believe that for several of them, I know at least 2 of them, that we did not get emails about those meetings. And I understand that they were for certain groups. So I don't want the public to think that we were not interested in this. Having been at the college really most of my life, it was very important to me to hear what was being said. Tonight was impressive. And I just wanted to let the public know that somebody did attend and that we weren't invited or we weren't asked to attend all of them. So thank you.
Yes, and just to piggyback on that, I think it's important to know that we were able to watch the archived footage. So it isn't that, not everyone can be at every
Right,
meeting,
right.
especially
Thank you. Yeah, that's true too. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, okay. So with that, we don't have any discussion items. So we can go to the consent calendar. I know I have at least one poll.
5.2.
Right.
You're right.
5.2. Any others? Any other polls? Right. Seeing no hands raised, we'll go ahead and entertain a motion for the balance of the consent calendar.
So moved.
Second.
Motion from trustee Wright, a second from trustee Milchker. Seeing no hands for discussion, we'll go ahead and vote on the balance of the consent calendar.
Trustee
Aye.
Trustee Jamal.
Aye.
Trustee Lang.
Aye.
Trustee Milchiker.
Aye.
Trustee Prendergast.
Aye.
Trustee Rydell.
Aye. Shoot.
Trustee Wright.
Aye.
Student trustee Monacy.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries unanimous with one student trustee vote. Next, we'll go to 5.2. Trustee Wright?
Yeah, this is item number 2. This is honoring Trustee Lang for all of his work.
Do we have,
Would you like me to read it?
Yep.
yes, please.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Resolution. South Orange County Community College District Board of Trustees, honoring the service of David B. Lang. Whereas David B. Lang has served on the Board of Trustees since 1996, serving as board president in 2005, 2006, and 2007. Whereas David B. Lang contributed greatly to the Board of Trustees as a thoughtful and fiscal responsible member, hearkening on his experience as a certified public accountant for Hostmanger, Benor, Lang, and Alfred. And whereas David B. Lang represented the district well as a member of the Orange County Community College Legislative Task Force, the Irvine Chamber of Commerce, the Rotary Club of Santa Ana and Orange County, Academic Decathlon Association. And whereas David B. Lang attended hundreds of meetings, forums, ceremonies, workshops, commencements, and dedicated and delivered many speeches underscoring his appreciation to faculty and staff and support for student. And whereas David V. Lang was an avid champion of both the Irvine Valley College Foundation, the Saddleback College Foundation, in support of student scholarships and student success. Therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Trustees and the Chancellor of the South Orange County Community College District do hereby express their deepest appreciation to David B. Lang for his dedication to faculty, staff, and administrators throughout our district, for his enduring contributions to generations of students at Saddleback College, Irvine Valley College, and the Advanced Technology and Educational Park.
Okay. I see a request to speak from Trustee Lamal.
Yes, I didn't get a chance to say a few words about Dave in my board report. As you know, I spoke about some other things. So Dave, you've had quite a journey here at the district. I think the arc of your tenure here has covered a lot of ebbs and flows in the district, and I really appreciate, and I think Louis said it right, I think your conviction came through, and I always respected what you brought to the table. I always knew that you came here to every meeting prepared. You read your entire board book, which I think is quite an accomplishment, and you did so with really a genuine consciousness for do what's right for the district, and I appreciate that. You've been a colleague, I guess somewhat of a friend, although, and I wish you the best. And your voice is going to be missed. And I wish you and your family really. I don't think you're retiring, but a great future. And don't be a stranger. Come back and see us. Thank you.
Thanks, Tim.
Trustee Rydell.
Yes, David, when I came on board, I knew that you were very smart. And I knew that as being a faculty member and coming to meetings and getting to meet you at different social events. But the words that I heard over and over again tonight, the one word that I really wanted to share with you is conviction. And I have admired you for that. And you have been a great role model for me and our board. I also wanted to share, I think you are one of the most insightful people on this planet. You do see things and you offer your convictions, you offer your experiences and your knowledge. I'm often amazed, as we are with someone who really knows, and I mean really knows when you talk about our financial situations, and again, the insightfulness of how you see things and how I read the same docket that you did, but I didn't see something about a financial angle. And I appreciate, and I'm going to miss that. I know we will pick up and we will do it, but you have been a great, great role example for all of us. And I will miss you. So all the best to you and your family. And when you go to Iowa, well, I remember IU beating Iowa in 1967. And we're talking about, I think someone said tonight about Ohio State. Well, let me tell you, this Saturday, we can Zoom, and when IU beats them, because Indiana University has not lost a game yet, and you can believe that that's my alumni. And I'm going to root for IU, and I hope you do too. Thank you, and thanks for everything.
Thanks, Terry.
Trustee Milchker, you have anything to say to defend Ohio State?
Yeah, I went to Ohio
Sorry,
State. It's my
Marcia.
alma mater, and Ohio
Sorry,
State's going to
Marcia.
win. There's no. The Buckeyes are going to win.
No, it's our turn. It's our turn.
The Buckeyes rule.
No, sorry.
Anybody else?
Yeah, never mind.
Okay, definitely gonna miss you, Dave.
Yes.
Trustee
We
Lang.
are.
Yeah, thanks. I'm going to miss all of you, and also just want to say how much I appreciate the kind words, from Scott and others. Very nice. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah, we will miss you.
I'll miss you. I'll miss sitting next to you. It was wonderful. It was
I'll
great.
see who's going first for our presentations.
Okay.
So can I move this item?
Yes, you can.
I want to move the item.
Second.
Okay, so we'll do a roll call vote on the item.
Trustee Jay,
Aye.
trustee Jamal,
Aye.
trustee Lang,
Abstain.
trustee Milchiker,
Aye.
trustee Prendergast,
Aye.
trustee Rydell,
Aye.
trustee Wright,
Aye.
student trustee Monacy.
Aye.
All right. At this time, I will entertain a motion to extend the meeting and take a break.
I second that.
Yes.
I make a motion to extend the meeting until 9:30.
I second.
And is that including the additional closed session at the end?
No.
No, okay. Extend the open session meeting till 9:30 if we need it. And take a 8-minute break. What do you think?
8?
8 minute.
Not 10.
10-minute break, okay?
Okay, so we have a motion to extend the meeting to 9:30 with a 10-minute break. Any discussion? No. We'll go ahead and vote on the item.
Trustee Jay,
Aye.
trustee Jamal,
Aye.
trustee Lang,
Aye.
trustee Milchiker,
Aye.
trustee Prendergast,
Aye.
trustee Rydell,
Aye.
trustee Wright,
Aye.
student trustee Monacy.
Aye.
Okay.
Okay, great.
It is, time is it?
It's
8:46.
8:46.
We'll come back at 8:56. So picking up general action items. We have 6.1 Saddleback College parking lot resurfacing project.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Jamal, second from trustee Wright. Any discussion on the item? Seeing none, we'll go ahead and vote.
Trustee Jay,
Aye.
trustee Jamal,
Aye.
trustee Lang,
Aye.
trustee Milchiker,
Aye.
trustee Prendergast,
Aye.
trustee Rydell,
Aye.
trustee Wright,
Aye.
student trustee Monacy. Student trustee Monacy?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries unanimous, one student trustee vote. That's 6.2, approval of master agreements between South Orange County Community College District and Saddleback College Foundation and Foundation for the South Orange County Community College District.
So moved.
Second.
No, we're just starting.
Trustee Jay, second from trustee Rydell.
How appropriate.
I have a comment.
Okay.
Okay.
So I believe this agreement has language that's reflective of the changes in Title V. And those changes are really the result of largely one person leading the way, and that's Lisa Kennedy Greenberg from the Irvine Valley College Foundation. These are immense changes. I know that it was probably some heartache for the administration when these challenges were first being considered, but I think the benefits to the foundation, to our students, to what the foundation brings to our campuses in terms of support for various programs, what Lisa has done has benefited foundations across the state of California, and I think benefits everybody. So thank you, Lisa, again, for leading the way on this, and foundations are in a much better place. So
I so agree.
good job. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. Mm-hmm.
Anyone else? Trustee Lang.
Yes, I also wanted to thank Ms. Greenberg for her efforts in this regard, echo everything that Trustee Jamal had said. The only concern that I guess that I will raise here is that we do have now, I guess, historically, we've had two trustees that have been appointed to represent the board. I don't recall whether, trustees Riddell and Jay can probably speak to this. I think they probably always have had voting rights, obviously, on the foundation, or have been voting members on the foundation board. Yeah. So the only issue that I have is whether there may be from time to time certain conflicts of interest that might arise between our board and the foundation boards, and how that ought to be addressed. And I suppose it could, we would just leave it up to the individual trustees in serving that capacity to recognize whether there are those conflicts of interest and, abstain from voting on those kinds of items. But I just wanted to bring up the issue for consideration, I guess.
I have not had a problem serving on the Saddleback College Foundation. I personally had a problem when I first was elected, but that's in the past. And I have not seen a problem, or not the meetings that I've attended, and I attend almost every one of them. So I don't know, Bobby, have you had any?
No problem. Absolutely no problem.
Okay.
No conflict.
But should that ever occur, obviously we would abstain.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. No other comments? We'll go ahead and vote on the item.
Trustee Jay.
Aye.
Trustee Jamal.
Aye.
Trustee Lang.
Aye.
Trustee Milchiker.
Aye.
Trustee Prendergast.
Aye.
Trustee Rydell.
Aye.
Trustee Wright.
Aye.
Student trustee Monacy.
Aye.
Okay, 6.3, faculty salary classification changes.
Move acceptance for review and study.
Second.
We have a motion from trustee Lang, a second from trustee Wright for review and study. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, we'll go ahead and vote on the item.
Trustee Jay.
Aye.
Trustee Jamal.
Aye.
Trustee Lang.
Aye.
Trustee Milchiker.
Aye.
Trustee Prendergast.
Aye.
Trustee Rydell.
Aye.
Trustee Wright.
Aye.
Student trustee Monacy.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous with one student trustee. Board policy revision 6.4 for approval.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion from trustee Lang, second from trustee Jay.
I had my questions answered by the chancellor on this item.
Okay.
So, I'm okay.
Any other requests? Seeing none, we'll go ahead and vote on the item.
Trustee Jay.
Aye.
Trustee Jamal.
Aye.
Trustee Lang.
Aye.
Trustee Milchiker.
I'm just making sure I'm on the right. Yeah, we're on 6.3 right now, right?
4.
Four.
Oh, I have. I'm sorry. I have a question on 6.4. Sorry. Can I mention it now?
We have not finished voting. Yes.
Okay. It was on BP 7160, which is professional development and growth, and it mentions all the different constituents in it, but I think it should mention trustees in it as well. You know, in requesting that all the different constituents go to different, make sure that they, I'm opening up the agenda on my computer right now.
Trustee Milchiker, there is a separate board policy related to Board of Trustees professional growth.
Oh, so then it wouldn't be helpful to put that in this one as well?
It's up to you, but there is a board policy that is just specific to board of,
Okay,
to the Board of Trustees.
I kind of discussed this with the chancellor today, and she didn't mention that to me when I discussed it with her.
Yeah, Marcia, there is, Anne Marie's correct.
Yeah,
there is a board policy that it deals just with us and the trustees.
Okay, cool. When I discussed with the chancellor, she said it would be a good suggestion for me to make today. So I thought I would make it, but I stand corrected. Okay, thanks. If there is a separate board policy having to do with trustees, then did the trustees, the policy committee review all these board policies?
We did.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And we have another meeting on Wednesday this week.
Okay, excellent. Excellent.
Okay. We'll continue voting.
Trustee Prendergast.
Aye.
Trustee Rydell.
Aye.
Trustee Wright.
Aye.
Student trustee Monacy.
Aye.
Monacy.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous with a student trustee yes vote. 6.5, academic employee and classified administrative personnel action. Any changes?
I believe so. I'm promoting Vice Chancellor Viscachill so she can give you an update.
Thank you.
No changes, but I am required to read a bunch of information before the board takes action on this item related to administrative contracts. So in accordance with Government Code 54953C3, I will read the relevant information in each contract prior to the board taking action. Christian Alvarado, Dean of Enrollment Services, Saddleback College. His contract dates will be July 1st, 2021 through June 30, 2022. Range 22, step 8, annual salary $218,820. Transportation $250 per month, and cellular phone $165. Juan Avalos, Vice President, Student Services, Saddleback College. Contract dates July 1st, 2021 through June 30, 2023. Range 25, step 8. Annual salary $253,320. Transportation stipend of $475. Cellular phone $165. Dan Kloss, Dean, Kinesiology and Athletics, Saddleback College. Contract dates July 1st, 2021 through June 30, 2022. Range 22, step 6. Annual salary $198,468. Transportation stipend $250. Cell phone stipend 165. The RC program director learning assistance at Saddleback College, contract dates July 1st, 2021 through June 30, 2023. Range 17, step 6, annual salary 155, 496. Transportation stipend 125, cellular phone stipend 165. Prima Feldis Executive Dean, Extended Learning, categorical, Saddleback College. Contract dates July 1st, 2021 through June 30, 2023. Range 23, step 8. Annual salary 229,788. Monthly allowances, transportation 360, cellular phone 165. Anne Marie Gable, Vice Chancellor, Business Services. Contract dates July 1st, 2021 through June 30, 2024. Range 27, step 8. Annual salary 279,288. Monthly allowances, transportation 625, cellular phone 165, internet 100. Christina Hinkle, Dean, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Saddleback College. Contract dates July 1st, 2021 through June 30, 2023. Range 22, step 7. Annual salary 208,404. Monthly allowances, transportation 250, cellular phone 165. Carrie Irwin, Assistant Dean, Career and Technical Education, Saddleback College. Contract dates July 1st, 2021 through June 30, 2023. Range 20, step 6. Annual salary 180, 024. Monthly allowances, transportation 125, cellular phone 165. David Kachatrian, Vice President, College Administrative Services, Irvine Valley College. Contract dates July 1st, 2021 through June 30, 2023. Range 25, step 8. Annual salary 253,320. At monthly allowances, transportation 475, cellular phone 165. Elizabeth McCann, Executive Director, College Foundation, Saddleback College. Contract dates July 1st, 2021 through June 30, 2023. Range 22, step 7. Annual salary 208,404. Monthly allowances, transportation 250, cellular phone 165. Dominica Oliveri, D. Oliveri, Assistant Dean, Health Sciences and Human Services, Director of Nursing, Saddleback College. Contract dates July 1st, 2021 through June 30, 2023. Range 20, step 5, annual salary 171,444. Monthly allowances, transportation 125, cellular phone 165. Keith Shackelford, Dean, Health Sciences, Kinesiology and Athletics, Irvine Valley College. Contract dates July 1st, 2021 through June 30, 2023. Range 22, step 8, annual salary 218,820. Monthly allowances, transportation 250, cellular phone 165. Elliot Stern, President, Saddleback College. Contract dates July 1st, 2021 through June 30, 2024. Range 27, step 8, annual salary 279,288. Monthly allowances, transportation 625, cellular phone 165, internet 100. Randy Tutorp, Athletic Director, Assistant Dean, Kinesiology and Athletics, Saddleback College. Contract dates July 1st, 2021 through June 30, 2023. Range 20, step 7, annual salary 189,036. Monthly allowances, transportation 125, cellular phone 165. Debbie Van Schillant, Dean, Career, Technical Education and Integrated Design, Engineering and Automation, Irvine Valley College. Contract dates July 1st, 2021 through June 30, 2023. Range 22, step 5, annual salary 189,036. Monthly allowances, transportation 250, cellular phone 165. Tram Bo Kumamoto, Vice President Instruction, Saddleback College. Contract dates July 1st, 2021 through June 30, 2023. Range 25, step 7, annual salary 241,248. Monthly allowances, transportation 475, cellular phone 165. Cindy Viscachel, Vice Chancellor, Human Resources. Contract dates July 1st, 2021 through June 30, 2024. Range 27, step 8, annual salary 279,288. Monthly allowances, transportation 625, cellular phone 165, internet 100. And finally, Corey Wathen, Vice President, College Administrative Services, Saddleback College. Contract dates July 1st, 2021 through June 30, 2023. range 25, step 7, annual salary 241, 248, and monthly allowances, transportation 475, cellular phone 165. Thank you, President Prendergast. That concludes that department.
One moment, please, Cindy. You missed Alyssa Aransky.
Alyssa Aransky is not being moved forward until December. I didn't think we'd finished her contract. So I don't have that.
She's on page 7 of 8 as being listed. Let me see if her contract is in here. Yes, her contract is in here, so I'll read it for you, Cindy.
Perfect, thank you.
So Alyssa Aransky, the Executive Director of College Foundation, commencing on July 1st, 2021 through June 30th of 2023. Her salary will be at range 22, step 8 for $218,820 per year. And then she has a monthly stipend of $250 for transportation and $165 for cellular telephone. And then her fringe benefits are commensurate with the management team.
Thank you.
Okay. We have a motion. Do I have a motion? And a
So
second?
moved. So moved.
Okay, I think I got trustee Jamal motion, trustee Wright second. Trustee Lang.
Yes, I thought I heard different range, step, and salary for Corey Walthen than what was in the materials. Cindy, could you repeat that?
Yes, I can repeat that. Corey Wathen, step 25, I'm sorry, range 25, step 7, annual
Step 8.
salary, step 8.
Yeah, mine says range 25, step 8, annual salary 253, 320, which was different than what you read out.
Right, the contract that is attached is as trustee Lang and trustee Rydell are saying, Cindy?
Yes, the contract is correct. So the notes that I was given are probably the one that's incorrect. Trying to get to that contract.
The contract is range 25, step 8, annual salary of $253,320. 320.
Yes, that is correct. Sorry, the notes I were given from my staff were incorrect for Corey Wathen.
Thank you.
Thanks for the catch.
Trustee Rydell.
Yes, when we're finished with this page, I just want to make an announcement for Exhibit A, page 8 of 8.
Okay. We're done voting, you said?
No, when Cindy's done.
She's
I'm
done.
done. Thank you.
You're done. Sorry. I would like to just reiterate the conclusion of employment. That's really sharp. I had that written about me too. But these two ladies, Phyllis Chacharski and Candy Nelson, I worked with them for over 20 years. And I have to say they are remarkable, remarkable professors and have given so much to the nursing program and to our students. And maybe someday, I hope not, you'll reap the benefit of what our students learn from them. Thank you.
I was going to mention them too. They both, one has been working for 19 years, Phyllis Kasarche for 19 years, and Candy's for 10 years. And I always see them at the nurse pinning ceremonies that we all go to. And I know they've been excellent nurse faculty members in our wonderful nursing program. So thanks for bringing it up, Trustee Whit-Riddell. I appreciate that. Thanks. I saw them on the agenda and was going to bring it up myself, but you did already.
Great.
Okay. We'll go ahead and vote on the item.
Trustee Jay.
Aye.
Trustee Jamal.
Aye.
Trustee Lang.
Aye.
Trustee Milchiker.
Aye.
Trustee Prendergast.
Aye.
Trustee Rydell.
Aye.
Trustee Wright.
Aye.
Student trustee Monacy.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous with student trustee yes vote. Can we get the display scrolled up, please? Thank you. 6.6, classified personnel actions. Any changes?
Yes, we have a change. I need to pull D1. That item has, you'll notice that item has a strange date on it. It also is, in researching it, it goes back to an old MOU from 2013 related to this position. So it's my preference at this time to pull D1 and I'll resubmit it in December.
Okay. Motion to approve 6.6 with item D removed.
D1.
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 Do I have such a motion?
So move.
Second.
Motion from trustee Hutchker, second from trustee Wright. No request to speak. We'll go ahead and vote on the item.
Trustee Jay.
Aye.
Trustee Jamal.
Aye.
Trustee Lang.
Aye.
Trustee Milchiker.
Aye.
Trustee Prendergast.
Aye.
Trustee Rydell.
Aye.
Trustee Wright.
Aye.
Student trustee Monacy.
Aye.
Okay. 6.7, non-bargaining unit personnel action. Any changes?
So moved.
Second.
No changes.
Motion from trustee Wright, second from trustee Jay. No request to speak. We'll go ahead and vote on the item.
Trustee Jay.
Aye.
Trustee Jamal.
Aye.
Trustee Lang.
Aye.
Trustee Milchiker.
Aye.
Trustee Prendergast.
Aye.
Trustee Rydell.
Aye.
Trustee Wright.
Aye.
Student trustee Monacy.
Aye.
Motion carries with unanimous trustee vote, one student advisory yes vote. 6.8, district initial proposal to CSEA.
Move approval for review and study.
Second.
I have a motion from trustee Lang and a second from trustee Rydell for review and study. Seeing no request to speak, we'll vote on the item.
Trustee Jay.
Aye.
Trustee Jamal.
Aye.
Trustee Lang.
Aye.
Trustee Milchiker.
Aye.
Trustee Prendergast.
Aye.
Trustee Rydell.
Aye.
Trustee Wright.
Aye.
Student trustee Monacy.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous with a student trustee yes vote. Under reports, we don't have any public comments. 7.2, facilities plan status report. Any questions? Comment? 7.3, CARES Act funding monthly summary. 7.4, COVID-19 response block grant money monthly summary. 7.5, retiree OPEB trust fund. 7.6, monthly financial status report. 7.7, quarterly investment report. 7.8, pension stability trust fund. Right. Written reports. Chancellor, anything to add to what you have written?
I too thought that the written reports were just excellent this time. A lot of good information about what's going on in the colleges, and I really appreciated reading it. They're well worth reading.
Okay.
I hope so.
With that, Chancellor Bruce, anything to add?
I would like to congratulate the trustees who won their elections and wish Trustee Lang all the best in whatever lies ahead.
Okay.
Thank you.
IVC President, anything to add?
No additional reports from IVC.
Okay. President Stern?
Nothing for me, just ditto for the congratulations and many, many thanks to Trustee Lang.
Okay. So with that, we will be returning to closed session after I adjourn in memory of Masato Mas Hayashi. We will adjourn tonight's meeting in remembrance of a beloved friend and colleague to many, retired IVC math professor Masato Mas Hayashi, who passed away peacefully on September 25th at the age of 81. Professor Hayashi joined the district in January 1979 as one of the founding faculty of the Saddleback College North Campus. He retired in July 2014. Professor Hayashi will be most remembered for his kindness, generosity, and sense of humor, but also for his 35 dedicated years of service to students. An endowed scholarship has been created through the IVC Foundation in his memory. Additionally, we give pause in honor of former Saddleback College football and golf coach Bill Cunarity, who died in October from complications of Parkinson's disease.
Oh my God.
Bill's unique connection with Orange County sports spanned more than 40 years and showcased his array of talents and passions. The Mission Viejo resident was a state championship winning coach in 3 different sports at Saddleback College, where he experienced his most coaching success. Bill led the Gauchos to an undefeated season and national title in 1996. He also coached Saddleback College's men's and women's golf teams to state titles, becoming the first community college coach in California to win state titles in 3 different sports. He led the men's golf team to 6 state crowns. He will be remembered as an inspiration to many throughout the South Orange County Community College District. Finally, we pay homage to Saddleback College volunteer Mikey Stoops, passed away in October. Mikey was a fixture at Saddleback in the athletics department, helping out in the men's equipment room. He was 29 years old. Mikey was the son of late football and baseball coach Dick Stoops, who coached in at Saddleback for over 3 decades. Mikey spent close to 4 decades helping out in the equipment room at Saddleback. Mikey's family is planning a celebration of life to be held in April of 2021, when Mikey was due to turn 50 years old. Mikey will be missed and always remembered. Once again, we will adjourn to closed session for those that are taking part in that.
Reporting out on a 7-0 vote, the board accepted the resignation of a classified administrator, resignation of employment effective July 1st, 2021. And on a vote of 7-0, the board approved the non-renewal of an educational administrator employment contract and reclassification to classified administrator effective July 1st, 2021. And that concludes the report out.